About 2 weeks, so I've got a bit of a chesty cough. But I've felt a bit under the weather since I last recorded my kind of film reaction to watching Space Jam. And to be honest, I was struggling to find something new and something different to watch. And obviously I know there's a bunch of things on Netflix to watch, but with me, obviously, the things that I want to watch is obviously like movies, modern series. Because if you watch a series, you got to do like a series rundown of it and how it was and what you like about it, what you don't like about it, yada yada yada. But I was scrolling through Netflix the other night and I came across Sweeny Todd. Now, it came out in 2007, so I should have watched it by now. But every time I've like looked to do like the thing of it, it didn't grasp me, I'll say. Like, I read like what it's about and I see it and I'm like, maybe I'll watch it at some point, maybe I won't. So I finally watched it last night, and the premise of this whole film is that it's a man called Benjamin Barker. He's a barber by trade. Obviously, Benjamin Barker, not Benjamin Barber. Benjamin Barker. He is a barber by trade, so he like does shaves and that in the olden times. And then there was a judge, and he had a wife. But Benjamin Barker had a wife, and then there was this judge who wanted the wife, so he basically set up Barker for a crime that he didn't commit, got him sent away for a long time. Anyway, I was not expecting it to be what it was, because the whole premise of it is that he gets arrested for a crime he didn't commit, goes away for a while, and then comes back to get his revenge on the judge. From the very get-go, I didn't know it was a musical style film. And for me, I love musicals. Like, I will do a video on rewatching Les Mis or rewatching Phantom of the Opera one time, so I can do like my movie review from now to then. But with this one, I had no idea it was a musical-based film. There is talking in it, but there is it's not all talking. Some of it's talking, and then there's songs come into it. And I found that, I found it really nice. I was like, what is this? And obviously, the main character is Johnny Depp, so I was like taken aback that Johnny Depp could sing. I know, 2021, and you don't know Johnny Depp can sing. But it was like, he's got an amazing voice in it. And obviously, Helen Bonham Carter, who played Bellatrix in Harry Potter, she's in it. But when he comes back, it's obviously he's coming back to try and reconnect with his wife and his daughter. But then he finds out, obviously, that his wife has died because she poisoned herself, and then the judge who set him up took in his daughter, and the whole premise of the film is that he's trying to get revenge on the judge himself. But he has to set himself up, create himself a new identity per se. Obviously, that's where Sweeny Todd comes into play. But while he's reimagining his life, obviously he meets Helen Bonham Carter, and she's a baker, and you can see the pies that she makes are horrible. So they decide to create a thing of, it's kind of sadistic in a way. Like, they get people who are evil in the world per se, and then he uses his barber skills to kill them, and then she creates pies out of people who are dead, like who he's killed, like of his victims. And obviously it all boils down to the fact of he's trying to create this analogy of like the people who he kills are like higher ups, and she's making the pies out of these people, that everyone's eating these higher people, and it's really weird. It was a really weird film, I'm not gonna lie. I loved it though, because I loved the music in it. But the dynamic of it was like, the judge, I should say, is Alan Rickman, and obviously, again, I had no idea Alan Rickman, God rest his soul, could sing, and obviously, it's hard to see him as more of a baddie in a situation, because obviously, I know he's a baddie in Harry Potter, but he's a lovable baddie. In this one, he was a horrible baddie. He was a bastard. Even like with when he played the sheriff and not in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, he was a lovable character still. But yeah, in this one he was really horrible, and he met, like I said, he took in Sweeney Todd's daughter, and then he tried to marry her, and because she refused him, he sent her to an insane asylum to try and get her to agree to then marry him. And the whole premise is, it was like someone had to break her out of the insane asylum so she could be with this boy and go along with Barker, and they could leave the city. But when the judge finds out she got broken out, he goes to Barker, because obviously Barker knows the boy. I don't want to explain this so wrong, and it's really bad, but it's just my personal opinion. The whole film was like, Barker ends up actually killing his daughter by mistake, and Helen Bonham Carter tells him not to worry, you can move on, you can be happy with me. And the shock twist at the end, I was not expecting this, was that he fucking, like, he's dancing with her, and to burn the bodies, obviously, they've got like a big incinerator. My man Johnny Depp throws Helen Bonham Carter into the fire, and I was like, what the fuck? And obviously she burns to death, and then obviously Sweeny Todd, Johnny Depp's character, is cradling his daughter's arms, and then a young boy that he was working with, Sweeny Todd, cuts his throat, and that's how it ends. So like, for me, it was like, there was shock in it, and there was a lot of like wow moments, but it was like, because I have never seen this film before, and because I put it off for so long, I was like, why have I put this film off for watching so long? I do this with films. I tend to look at a film and go, I'll watch that at some point. Like, I was going to watch Gladiator last night, but it was quite late, and it's a 2 hour, like 2.5, like 3 hour movie, and I'm not going to sit down and watch a 3 hour movie like that. I need to be in the mood for it. But there are certain films like that I've never seen. The Matrix, I want to watch it. Obviously, up until last night, I've never seen Sweeney Todd. I watched it, 8 out of 10 film for me. The premise of the story was a little bit slow, a little bit hard going, but obviously I put it as an 8 because it was a musical. That's what brought it back to life. If it was just talking throughout the whole film, it probably would have got a 4. But because there was music to it, I bumped it up to an 8. But yeah, that's my movie review on Sweeny Todd. I am going to watch Gladiator at some point. I will give my formal review on that when I've done it. Sorry, I just got a text. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoys this sort of rambling style of me talking about films I've watched. I will be back with another one very soon after I watch Gladiator. I might even try and watch another film in between, so I've got another film to talk about afterwards. But yeah, until then, we will see you very soon. Bye.